When Donald Trump becomes U.S. president this Friday, he will have an approval rating of just 40%, according to a new CNN ORC poll. That's the lowest of any recent president, and 44 points below that of President Barack Obama when he took office. Among those who disapprove, more than 50 House Democrats who are boycotting the inauguration in protest of Trump's policies and his recent comments about civil rights icon John Lewis. Joining me now is Congressman Dwight Evans, who will not be attending Friday's ceremony. Congressman, thank you for taking time out of your schedule to join us this morning.
Thank you very much, and good morning to you also.
Let's take a look at your reasons for boycotting. Is it about the president-elect personally? Is it about his statements about John Lewis? Is it about the election? Why did this strike a chord with you? Why are you boycotting?
It struck a chord for three basic reasons. First and foremost, the president-elect is talking about the elimination of health care. In good conscience, I don't understand how I could sit there and celebrate something when his actions are talking about affecting the constituents in my particular congressional district as well as the entire nation. So there's no way in good conscience. Secondly, the aspect about Russian hacking. I believe that needs to be taken serious. It needs to be thoroughly investigated, and it's something that is basically going to affect our democracy, so we shouldn't do that lightly. And third but not least, a person who is a hero to me, I've learned a lot about him since I've been in Congress. I've read about him. Is Congressman John Lewis, who is a pioneer, who is a freedom fighter, who's been out in the forefront on civil rights and a number of issues, does not deserve to be treated the way that the president-elect has expressed about John Lewis. John Lewis received the Liberty Medal here in the city of Philadelphia, which celebrates the Constitution of the United States. He received that, whereas people such as President Mandela, Colin Powell, and others received that. So in my view, for those reasons, I believe there's nothing for me to celebrate, and I don't need to be there at the inauguration.
Congressman, let's talk about this Russian hacking of the election a little bit. John Lewis said that Trump was not a, quote, legitimate president because of alleged Russian interference in the election. And I suppose you could look at this in two ways. You could say that the interference by the Russians in the election could have played a part in the legitimacy of the election of Donald Trump, or you could say that it possibly affected whether or not certain people would come out and vote for Hillary Clinton. What is your belief? Is he a legitimate president?
Well, I think the point that you're raising is why there needs to be a thorough examination by Democrats and Republicans alike to really understand what kind of impact did the hacking have on our institution. And I think right now it's all speculation. I don't think people clearly know what the impact is. And I believe it should be taken serious. I would hope the president-elect, even prior to being sworn in, himself would stand up and say, look, for the sake of America and its democracy, we should assure to the people of America that the Russian hacking is something that we shouldn't tolerate. I don't think he should take that lightly. I don't think it should be something where he just looks at it and shakes his shoulders. The answer is no. As an elected official in this country, United States government, I feel very concerned and outraged the fact that it's not being taken serious, and it should be taken serious.
Trump's feud with John Lewis is again highlighting the president-elect's shaky, we'll call it a shaky relationship with African Americans. Do you think he is doing enough to improve this relationship? What could he be doing better?
Well, you know, the election is over. He won on November the 8th. And the reality of it is, I would think the president-elect should reach out to all of the people in the United States, African Americans as well as any other group of people. But in my view, I think that his attack on John Lewis is counterproductive to moving the country forward. He will be, comes Friday, the president of the United States. John Lewis is an icon in America. He is someone, not just in America, but around the world. A lot of people have followed John Lewis, what he's been about, his protests, his message. Martin Luther King's birthday was just this week, and John Lewis was there. So it's clear to me that this is not the way you should start off your administration. Look, the whole idea is we want to get people together, work together, and make a difference. Attacking John Lewis, in my view, is a counterproductive activity. He has a right, you know, freedom of speech, but I just don't think that that's the way you should start out. And as a person myself who's brand new to the Congress, only been there about 63 days, it's clear to me that we should work together and not be pulling apart.
Counterproductive. I think that's a pretty apt way of describing it. Congressman Dwight Evans in Philadelphia, thank you very much for being here.